What's up, nerds? Welcome to Nerds Gone Rogue Radio, NGR Radio for short. This is episode, Corey, I don't remember the number.
77.
77. Hey! 1977, hope I go to heaven. I am Matthew Keel. I am ready for this. And I am joined, as always, by our fearless leader, commander-in-chief, and according to the last episode, video producer, Corey Dierig. How are you, sir?
Hey, I have a lot of help from Google. I can't take all the credit. They've made these tools available to me, and iMovie is really easy.
Are you calling me a tool?
Sometimes.
It's easily available.
and of course, we have the Moose.
What's up, party people? I'm good. I got out of work today at 6, so that was nice.
Oh, you lucky bastard!
Yeah. Yep. It's good.
Yeah! Stuff. I didn't work at all today.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
No,
it's my...
Well, you know what? You can have that, buddy.
It's my only day off. Okay.
Yeah.
I watched that Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, Nintendo Direct happened today. We finally got a announcement. We got another announcement on Vampire as well.
Yep. And Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered.
Finally.
Because it matters now.
Exactly. Everyone really likes Origin. Let's bring the one that no one liked back.
Nobody played Rogue.
Yeah,
that was the problem.
If they couldn't play it, they obviously couldn't like it. So, gentlemen, Corey, you're up first. What have you been playing, sir?
Zelda DLC. I'm exactly halfway done with that DLC. And shrines are amazing. The boss fights are not so amazing. But it's fun.
Yeah, I restarted that yesterday on my Switch finally. God, that game is so good.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really, really good. I mean, I was just telling Moose before we started recording, I was like, maybe I'll go back and restart it when I'm done. But man, then I looked at my in-game time and it's like 240 something hours. I'm like, no, I'm good. There's other games.
That's maybe no, I don't. I think I have no character less than that in Bloodborne except my new ones.
Yeah,
ones that I've only beaten the game once with.
Well, and then played Bloodborne this week.
Yeah,
beat 3 bosses with Moose last night. That was fun.
Whooped them.
First try on all 3 of them.
One of them, if you don't, I mean, I died during it, but I was like, I'm gonna get kicked out of the world anyways. He like one shot at me, the celestial being boss. Like
that dick.
Yeah, he just one hit at me, and he died as I was dying. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I'll just meet you at the next boss. so yeah, it was awesome. Good time.
It felt really good. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
That game is good. That is a fun game to play.
Yeah, I think Ed's smoking crack. So he's hitting the pipe really hard.
Hey.
Looks like a PS3 game with TurboGrafx 16 filter on it. I think I
feel like I will admit that I often chide Ed.
Yeah.
I do love the man, but I also think there are some things he says that are very trolly in nature. And,
He's
and also there are some things that he actually means, but he just needs to elaborate on a bit.
Yeah.
I do want to point out, he did say he was going to buy Dark Souls on Switch.
He did. He told me.
He did.
And he told me he was also going to buy it on Xbox One just so someone there will have someone to play with. And I'm like, good for you, man.
I don't understand why he's buying it on Xbox One. Nobody will play it there. But anyways,
let the man do what he does.
That's true.
I think him and Jesse are going to play it together. To be honest with you, Jesse Douglas, our co-host on Arsenal X. Yeah. So other than that, I've been really trying to figure out Earth Atlantis. I've really been trying to like play that game and figure it out. Thought it was like a Metroid style game. It is not a Metroid style game.
No, it is not.
No, it is not. And I've been playing The End Is Nigh, which is a very fun platformer. I think everybody should buy it.
Do you really think it's fun? You feel like you're in a hostage situation. Okay, good.
No,
you're like,
this isn't Stockholm situation with the Switch, is it?
No.
You're all right. Okay.
Okay. No, but look, I've been very Moose and Matt this year so far.
Yeah.
I just want to point that out. That all I've bought are JRPGs, Souls-like games, and indies. So yeah,
that's that hammer coming through. That's what that is.
So I just really want to point that out. That I just want to be like my heroes, man.
That's right. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that Dark Souls playthrough, man.
Yeah, we were talking. Moose and I were talking about we're gonna just play all 3 Dark Souls games now in a row and just
great.
It's gonna be like Hammer Bro in training or whatever.
Yeah.
Hammer Bro Academy. Corey Deering.
We'll start with that one. We'll finish up Bloodborne, get you the plat, and then we'll start with Dark Souls.
Yeah. So that was fun last night though. So the one thing that was like really making me mad is like we were climbing the upper cathedral ward, and I was making my way up, and like there, like you get to the very top, and there's like this troll on the out. What?
I'm shaking my head at this because I'm like, it happened twice.
Yeah, it happened twice. The same thing happened twice. Where like there's a troll on like this walkway, and there's no railing on the walkway, and like I was trying to dodge the troll, and then the guy in the wheelchair with the shotgun shot me off the ledge twice.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
He went outside. He didn't lure the troll into the little arena at the top of the cathedral.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
I thought he killed the troll inside and went outside and got shot off the railing.
Oh,
then later on, he was talking about it, and he's like, "Yeah, no, the troll hit me off." And he's like, "Oh, now the troll's dead." I'm like, "Oh, that makes more sense."
Okay.
So I was like, "Okay, that definitely makes more sense."
Yeah. So just throwing it out there. That was infuriating that I did the same exact thing twice in a row, and I felt
I've done that so many times.
How can the same shit happen to the same guy twice?
I don't know, Matt. Do you got an answer for that?
I mean, it's happened to me. I don't know how many times, so I just quit asking. When I was first playing that game when it came out, Ahmed taught me that learn the Souls run, where if you know where you died and you know how to get there, just go get your stuff and then try and run back to a place where it'll be easier to get to, or just run through to the boss if you just want to fight the boss.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
In Bloodborne, like I hadn't gotten up there, so I didn't know that I wasn't ready to go much further yet. So I would try and just run past that guy forever. I died so many times because I was sitting there thinking, okay, I could probably dodge this way, and a couple of times, yes, dodged right over the edge. and had to try again, but eventually I learned, okay, I'm like, that guy, that is one of those guys you either have to lure into that room and run around, or just sack up and fight him. And then eventually that's how I got good at visceraling those guys.
I was just gonna say, personally, I think they're the easiest to get good at visceraling. Because when you go for the attack, you just gotta time it, and then it takes off a lot of health. Usually you can suffer 1 or 2 hits from them before you have to heal up. So you can, if you don't visceral him and suffer that hit, that he goes to hit you with, you should survive and be okay. But it's a little rough up there. But then we cleared the upper cathedral ward pretty quickly. I I didn't get hit by the brain suckers, but Corey did, and so we took them down pretty easily. It didn't take too many insight from them, I don't think. Maybe 4 at the most.
I think generally they take like 3. I think they take at most 2. 2 to 3. They're not like killing you, which is good.
But the problem is like they take that insight, so that's the main problem. And but yeah, so it was a good play session because I thought we did Castle Canehurst first before we went to do Upper Cathedral Ward, and I was like, man, we might be able to get up into the Upper Cathedral Ward, clear it, and maybe do the first boss. But then we were rolling right through stuff. I mean, it was good. So we rolled through stuff and then we killed Abretus, or the daughter of Abretus, and then I was just like, you know what, it's getting later. You got to do some side stuff before we even take on the next boss.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm good.
Like, I was proud to get that little sit rep last night of what you guys had accomplished. That was awesome. I'm like, you guys can rule. Good for you.
Yeah.
I think what I like the idea of Dark Souls, right? It's very methodical, and the enemies are like puzzles, and you just have to memorize their patterns, and then you go in and attack when. And it's very deliberate. And I like Bloodborne because it's that, but more aggressive.
But faster, yeah.
And for me, that's easier to, in some weird way, like Bloodborne is easier to wrap my head around than something like Assassin's Creed or Batman or something. Because that's those games, the enemies act like they are kind of reactive, where like Bloodborne is kind of, you're reacting to them. Mm-hmm. And for me, like Bloodborne, it's easier for me to wrap my head around all the combat that way.
Yeah.
Because it's very puzzle focused instead of like AI reactive focused.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dark Souls is going to be an adjustment for me because Dark Souls 1 and 2 are slower than Dark Souls 3. Yes. And they're even slower than Bloodborne. So, and then if you haven't played them, Corey,
I played Dark Souls 1.
The blocking is an adjustment.
Yeah.
So
That's I played about maybe 15 hours of Dark Souls 1 on 360, and I stopped playing it because of the blocking and how kind of obtuse I felt like it felt. But then we talk about Giant Bomb on the show a lot, but I also watch a lot of Game Informer's replay series where they kind of go in and replay older games or whatever, and they went through and played Dark Souls 1. A new player was playing Dark Souls 1, and the expert was kind of training him through, and they were playing in a play style that was more what I think I would like, and it was a faster, more dodge rolly type play style instead of block attack. So whenever we play through that, I think I'm going to go for that.
I would. You do skill build.
Well, the thing about when Bloodborne was announced, Ahmed and I, we were all over all news about it because we were and are still in love with the Soul series. But the one thing that when I first went through Demon Souls and Dark Souls with Ahmed, he's like, look, there's a way to play this game where it's fun, or there's a way to play this game where it's safe. And I asked, okay, what's the difference? What's fun versus safe? Well, fun is you're going to go in, you're going to have your own agency, but you're going to have to be aware of what's going on. And that's the dodge and move, get a couple of hits, dodge, things like that. Or you can just build up your equipment load, get the heaviest armor, the heaviest shield, hide behind it, and once the enemy runs out, goes and then repeat. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to do that because that sounds really boring.
Yeah.
So by the time Bloodborne came out, I was used to trying to be more nimble. But Bloodborne taught me to be aggressive.
Yeah.
And I actually, and the interesting thing about Bloodborne versus like the Soul series is Bloodborne is kind of like Miyazaki's response to chatter in the community, because the community, the PvP community specifically, got sick of everybody hiding behind Havel's gigantic shield that blocked everything, or using Great Magic Barrier that blocked all magic. And it became like, it's like, it's not necessarily undefeatable, but they didn't like how every encounter from them was samey. And Bloodborne did a lot to eliminate that. Like like what I love about Bloodborne is it doesn't matter what weapon you use. It doesn't matter what armor set you use, unless you're doing PvE. PvP, it's just, it's skill against skill. And the only thing that really gets in the way is lag. But yeah, the Souls series are, in my opinion, pure RPGs, simply because you play and level how you want. And like, there are definite guides out there to say, hey, this is probably a way to level if you want to play like this. This is a way to level if you want to play like that. But essentially, the agency is 100% up to the player. Mm-hmm. And I think that is what, OG tabletop RPGs did. And it can be very obtuse. It's not exactly the most hand-holdy of things, but when you dig in and when you find that moment where it grabs you and you figure it out, all of a sudden it's a runaway train and you're just in all the way. And that's how I fell in love with it. Are you playing anything else, Corey?
Nope, that's it.
Okay,
I'm really just trying to finish the Zelda DLC. It's
okay.
Yeah.
I have been playing The Last of Us for the 2018 challenge for NGP.
Fifth attempt.
Maybe not the fifth. It might be the fourth. Might be the third or fourth attempt.
I got a bust chops.
Thoroughly enjoying it a lot more. Okay. Now I'm in a. Y'all both have played it, right? Okay, so if the listener hasn't played it, fuck you. It's been 5 years. Yep. I'm at the point where Joel finally gives Ellie a gun, a rifle, and has her watch him as he's going to clear the next area. And I actually had no problem clearing the area. I was doing stealth, move in and all that stuff, and killed everybody so far. And she hasn't moved forward, so I think I'm supposed to go a little bit further out before she moves. And I haven't done that. I just saved the game and quit because I was coming to record this. And I downloaded Super Meat Boy before I was playing that. And so I was sitting here playing that. So I've been playing Super Meat Boy just a smidge. Picked up on Zelda again. So I got some soldier armor, leveled up one of the pieces, and then was talking to Jason. Jason's like, don't level anymore because there's no set bonus. He's like, go after this set. So I've got, I only have, since I have the 2018 challenge, I'm kind of designating Zelda as my work lunch break game, and maybe times when I'm away from home. If I'm at home, I should probably be playing my 2018 challenge game so I could try and get them out of the way. But there might be some times where I play with the Pro controller. So I was telling Corey I want to get a stand for at work so I could put my Wii U in a stand and then play with a Pro controller and just sit there.
You bought a Wii U?
I mean a Switch stand. But anyways, no, it's all good. So been playing that, and I think that's pretty much it. I know I started Gravity Rush. I haven't been back to that in a while, just because I'm trying to really finish off Last of Us. We've got some announcements for our 2018 challenge, but we'll announce that next week when we record. We got some swaps and some updates, but I'm excited. Yeah, I think you'll be excited too, and I think
shit's moving around. I like it.
Yeah, it's moving around. It cost me a little bit, but I think it'll be fine. But anyways, not money wise, just game wise. Okay. So looking forward to that. And then I think I was talking when we did the episode this week, talking with Jason and Jeff. I think I might move to something easy after Last of Us, or it'll depend. Maybe polish off Gravity Rush and then roll right into like maybe Metal Gear Solid or something, or even Fallout. Try Fallout and just try and crush Fallout. But I picked up Everybody's Golf. Been playing that with Captain Canada and Jeff. So that's been a lot of fun playing that on my own. It's cool because you can play like a quick 9-hole round in like 15 minutes and level up your character. Then you can take your improved character into verse mode. And so like Jeff, like my typical drive is like 160, 175 yards. His is like 218, 230, just because his character has more power because he's played more. So his club has more power. And so he's just like kicking ass. And so Matt's been playing. So like Tuesday or Wednesday, I came home and played like 4 or 5 rounds real quick, and I was leveling up the clubs pretty good. So there's a good reward system there for you to play. And so now I want to get into like trying to play more of it, like first the computer, first like people online. Jeff was saying he's in a tournament now. He's in an international tournament. He's like out of 50,000 people, he's like 28,000 or something like that. So I mean, so I believe that was his ranking. I'm just kind of throwing out numbers I vaguely remember, but I just know he was in the top like 51% or something like that. So I'm excited to hear the results of that for him, and maybe even try and get an international tournament myself. So, but I highly recommend Everybody's Golf. Like I'm having a blast with it. And so like what I was leading to was because I'm playing that and I can't play that on the go, I'm back to Golf Story. So I'm back to Golf Story to play a couple rounds at lunch. Like I can get a couple rounds in. And so now I've only gotten to the second course in that game story-wise, and I've been playing the hell out of it. Like I have like $500 just because I've been playing round after round after round. I played like 50 rounds of golf.
Jeez.
And, yeah, dude, it's insane. Like I'm having a blast with it. Mm-hmm. Like I'm not bored with it at all.
Oh yeah.
So I want to now I want to advance the story. So like sometime between now and the next time we record, I'll probably advance to like the next course or whatever, keep things going. So I think in the story, if you played it, I'm doing the competition between the 2 golf courses. Like they won't do it until you get like their relic back or whatever.
You have to like go do a whole bunch of tasks.
Yeah.
By playing golf.
yeah, you have to return their relic to them, and so you find it, and then you give it back to them, and so now you can do the competition. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like right before going back to do the competition. So I've just been playing rounds at the second hole, and so it's a blast. And
I actually found just going through and just doing doing the tasks like one after another. Like I didn't feel that I needed to play round after round to build levels to get. I didn't feel like that was necessary to get through it. And I think, because that game is surprisingly long, like it's not like Fallout long or whatever, but it feels long for the type of game it is. But that's like, I love how it leans into its own silliness. Yeah. And I mean, one of my honorable mention moments of the year was there's a battle rap sequence later. I'm not really gonna go into it, but it's worth your time.
What I find funny is like the golf courses. So like the first golf course has golfer issues. The second one, there's tortoises in the water. But then like it's a old like Jurassic Park style air park, and it has like eyeballs on the course. So like you're playing, your ball will hit the fairway and roll, and you'll see like eyeballs blinking like off in the rough or something like that. It does have a good sense of humor about itself.
It's a well-made thing. It really is.
Yeah, thoroughly enjoying it, and I highly recommend you pick it up if you have a Switch, just to play it and play it on the go. And it, like I said, it's something you can have long gaming sessions with, or you can just sit there and be like, I've got 20 minutes. You can play 2 rounds of golf and level your character, or move the story further along if you want to. Like it doesn't require a lot of time, but if you want to sink a lot of time into it, you can. So
yeah, but Golf Story is good.
Yeah, so that's what I've been playing. What have you been playing?
I am back in love with Neo. Let me tell you.
Bought it.
Nailed it. Look at Corey. Look at Corey. He's so happy. So I basically started over, and I'm going to one of my early gaming goals of 2018 is to actually just blitz through that game. I'm probably not going to blitz through it, but I'm going to finish it. Right. Whether or not the platinum comes with it, I can't play it at work on my Switch, but like I've had enough time to like, because I've just been thinking about it a lot. I'll just go on wiki holes, and I figured out that you don't need to beat the stages anymore. Moose knew this. I did not. So you don't need to beat the stages for multiplayer.
Oh, so like, you just co-op with somebody if you both
you could just basically offer up a Choco cup at the shrine, and all of a sudden people are in your game. Well, I found that's
pretty awesome.
Yeah, like I found the way to offer myself up for random encounters.
Yeah.
So I did that. And I started helping people just go through, just sort of get myself familiar with the combat. You know, I earned some Amrita, which was nice. I think I'm still trying to reacquaint myself with like all of the different leveling systems, like the ninja stuff, the samurai skills. Yeah, relearning weapons, and then I realized that one of the weapons I chose, the Odachi, was actually DLC. And I didn't know that, so I've been actually just having a ball playing with that thing, and that's like,
which one's that?
It's the gigantic. I think it's the one.
You're talking about the big giant katana, which I called my hammer. I found my hammer.
Yeah, well, anyway, I picked that because it reminded me of Toshiro Mifume's character in Seven Samurai. I don't expect you to get that reference, but
I decided, even though I haven't seen the movie. But go ahead.
Okay, I wanted to play with that, and I'm just like, man, I feel like I am just cutting motherfuckers left and right. I just waxed all the yokai demon things in the first level. Oh, I felt like a boss with that thing. Yeah. But no, and I'm really trying to dig into it and learn it, and that game is so good. Like it is so good, and the combat system is so deep, but oddly accessible. Like you could pick your combos, which is really cool. Team Ninja did something special, and I hope they are given leave to do it again. Yeah, I hope we get more of that. Yeah. Also, started up Zelda again, and that opening is goddamn great. And I hate broke ass Santa; he annoys the piss out of me. Also, I started playing the best Mighty Number 9 game, Mighty Gunvolt Burst.
Yes, that game is amazing.
That game, oh my god. I played that game like 3 weeks too late. It is really good. If you like old school Mega Man, you'll like it. You could play as Gunvolt or you can play as Beck. Yeah, it's a fun time.
My favorite part of that whole game is the way you can customize your blaster. Yeah. Like as you progress through, you can you unlock more and more.
Like, I do not expect a game that looks like this to be this deep.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's super deep. If you want like 3 bursts to go like 5 feet in front of you at a super fast rate, you can do that. Or if you want like one giant thing to like just like one huge like pulse thing, you can do that too. So oh, so good.
I wanted to start Night in the Woods. I started it, but then realized I started this the same day I restarted Neo, and then I realized I'm like, you know what, this is not what I want right now. So I went and restarted Neo. I know I played a few. I mean, I've been playing the End is Nigh. I'm trying to beat that. I feel like I'm getting close. I don't remember how many stages are actually in that game, but I think I'm almost to the end. I have downloaded Super Meat Boy, but I have not had a chance to play it. It got busy at work, so I couldn't really whip out the Switch.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think that's it. I actually did something that made me it made me love Moose and hate Moose at the same time. And that was actually reacquaint myself with 2 games that he's been talking about forever, called Chasm and Death's Gambit. Those games need to be out.
Yeah. See,
just put those games out. Just stop. Just put them out. Corey, you should if you want to be like Matt and Moose, you should go look at those. And if you're not interested, don't ever look at them again. The reason is they will make you interested. And then also I can't wait for Hollow Knight to come out on Switch. I don't have a PC, and that game looks
fun.
That game looks fun, but I actually think it sort of steals a bit of Salt and Sanctuary's lunch.
Yeah.
Not in a way that makes Salt and Sanctuary worse, but I think it just sort of builds.
Yeah.
And so yeah, there's a lot to look forward to.
I did want to mention. I don't know. Have either of you heard of Blasphemous? Dude, that game, it's a 2D side-scrolling.
It rings a bell.
Alright, it is a 2D side-scrolling, like Dark Souls type game. It's coming to Switch. It's coming to PS4. I'm actually thinking of getting it on Switch. If it plays well. So it's a pixel art, 2D side-scroller. So that game is on my radar. I really wish, this is where I wish I invested in Kickstarters. So there it is in the right side. And then, so that game.
Oh yeah, I know this. I almost did.
That game just looks so freaking good. And then Heartforth Alicia, which is like a Metroidvania style game, pixel art, looks really good. So that's on my list. Like, it's just stuff to keep. I think what I'm gonna do, like I was talking to Jeff and Jason about, and I mentioned it. When Chasm and Death's Gambit hit, I will probably buy them on PS4, just because that's where I was going to get them first, and then maybe sale-wise get them on. Get them on Switch.
Are they coming to Switch?
Probably eventually.
I mean, I don't think that's going to be. They're going to. I think
not up front and not like initially. It might be like 6 months to a year later. It might be like, 2019 or 2020 before we see them on Switch. But eventually, if they do, I'll probably pick them up on sale just so I can play them on the go. Because the Switch has become my Vita for like indie games hey, where's the latest indie game? Well, it's not going to be on fucking Vita. Right. So if it's on Switch, I can play it on the go. So I'll probably pick them up again there. But games that like I haven't, like Heartforth Alicia and Blasphemous, I might pick those up on Switch. Kind of mix it up and have them, because then I can also plug it into my TV and play it at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
well, and I mean, like, I remember I think you made the statement early on in your tenure here. You looked for games that were cross-buy between PS4 and Vita, and you like bought them on Vita to sort of make sure that the numbers were supporting that handheld.
Yeah, because people don't know that. Like, they look at that. Like, if you buy a cross-buy game on Vita, it shows up it's on Vita instead of PS4. And
right, so I feel like that's actually a wise thing. And I think, like, all of a sudden, I have to sort of weigh my wallet now, because if, like, let's just pretend for a moment Ska Studio says, hey, we're bringing Salt and Sanctuary to Switch. I have a decision to make. Do I want to actually, is it something I want to just mess with on the go so I can test like playthroughs and things and then get the platinum on PS4? And is that valuable? Whereas, and I'm going to save this for later, whereas there's one thing that we learned about today that I'm going to buy both because I have a problem.
We both have a problem. But
you don't know what a problem is.
I do.
You have an inkling.
So much so I've already figured out what I'm doing in 2019. So I can't do it.
10th character in Dark Souls.
No. What my plan for 2019 is to platinum Demon Souls and possibly Dark Souls 2. So I want this year will probably be the remaster. I'll probably try and platinum the remaster. Now Neo's going to be on that list too. But see, then here's the other thing. I bought a PS3 and bought Dark Souls 2 and Demon Souls because I wanted to platinum there. And it's like, well, am I going to platinum it on PS4 and PS3? If I was insane like you, I would. But I think what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to do the 3 games that are on PS4, Demon Souls, and then whatever else comes out after.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not going to try and go back to the PS3 and play Dark Souls or I'll go back for Demon Souls because that's the only fucking place you can play it.
Mm-hmm.
But currently. So anyways, that's going to be my 2019. There's going to be no NGP challenge in 2019 because we're just going to play games and enjoy games.
Or it's going to be between Jeff and Jason. And I'm just going to be like,
yeah. And I'm going to sit there and
I have a Souls problem.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to sit and point at at them. But anyways,
it's too bad the server is going to be shut down. But then again, it shuts down in like a month. We might have an announcement.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's true. They might be because there's that time between holiday season and E3 where some games get announced just because they're like we will get lost, in the E3 and stuff like that. So I can totally see that happening.
Totally.
I could see them coming out and be like, "Oh, hey, here's what we got." You know what I mean? Here's what you can get. So, awesome.
All right.
Very nice.
So, I'm finished with what I'm playing. Anybody else have anything to add in the intro?
The intro, 40 minutes later.
Yep. Okay. with Corey's little snark, Nintendo decided to do some talking today. Shh, Corey, I'm talking.
No. Hey, Matt.
What?
Hey, Matt. Guess how many subscribers we have now?
69.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Guess who's watching?
Everybody. Nobody.
Yeah, in Canada.
I waved at him. I'll do it now.
What's up, cat in Canada?
Oh, there's quite a chat going on.
I wish I could. I can't. I always
you have to go to YouTube and do it.
I don't want to do that because
it's annoying.
There should be a chat at the bottom.
Well, you can't go to YouTube and pop it out. So but I kind of wish they did it the way Twitch did. I really do.
Yeah.
That would be cool, where you could actually watch the chat while you're streaming.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean pop out the chat?
Yeah, that's what I just said.
You can do that.
That's what I just said.
All right,
I'm going to punch you.
Did I not just say that?
I don't know. I don't listen to 90% of things you say unless you say
I'm dangerous, guys.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair because I know.
And even then, it's only
I'm not
40%.
sure how much I offer, but
guys, I'm dangerous. So
you're dangerous.
Now I'm ordering stuff off Amazon.
What are you ordering?
I'm ordering a Praise the Sun 15-ounce ceramic coffee mug for work. 8-bit do. I'm ordering the 8-bit do Super Famicom controller for Switch. So I have a spare controller.
I want to pull the trigger on that. I really do.
Well, it's my the only. They actually said they're really good.
30 places, and I really want to do it, but
the people that have used it have said it's really good. So what I want to do
it has any right to be actually.
Right. So I'm gonna pick one up just to check it out. I mean, it's $50, so it's cheaper than a Pro controller right now. And the only complaint I've heard is I think it was IGN or it might even been GameSpot, but they just said that when it vibrates, it makes a really loud and annoying noise. So not really too loud, but you notice it and it's kind of a little bit disruptive. But I mean, if that's it, then it'd be a great game to be playing Mario Kart with. Because I mean, I like the Joy-Cons, Like it's cool when you put the add-ons and you're playing, but they're not like, in my personal opinion, if you're actually gonna play Mario Kart two player, like have a legit controller. You know what I mean? Like at least have like something that's other than the Joy-Con. So that's why I'm picking one up. So I'm gonna get that, and then I need to replace my pocket knife because it's breaking down. But I don't know. I'm just dangerous, man. I know. Like it doesn't hold in place.
Do controller. I've got all this stuff.
I've got a switch stand.
I need a pocket.
I've got to praise the sun. I'm just like I'm going for it, man. So yeah.
Okay, so Nintendo decided to do a thing today.
Yeah.
They had a direct mini where they just said, "Hey, game out." Corey, you have the list.
Yeah, sorta. I do.
I mean, and I know that you could just run down and just Moose and I could just cherry pick our biggest ones, because I know you and Ed are going to break that down, as well as Jesse. Like you guys are gonna go in, you're gonna dissect it, you're gonna examine it, and I feel like that's more justice than Moose or I could give it.
Yeah, we spent like 3.5 hours on it this morning. So
I mean that makes sense. I believe it.
I'm just gonna run down this list, and then we can just pick and choose what we want to talk about. So the world ends.
Or actually, Moose and I could just do with our little and you know what we think.
Okay. The World Ends With You Final Remix, which is a DS game being ported to the Switch. New fancy graphics and motion controls and touch controls all intact.
Two Kingdom Hearts of a title.
Yeah, sure.
I'm kind of excited for it because I never got to play it.
Look cool. Yeah, it look cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Pokken Tournament DX Fighter Pack. You can pre-order it now. 2 new fighters and 4 new assist Pokemon. So
I have not picked up Pokken on my Switch, but that game is that game is better than it has any right to be.
Yeah, like I mean, I agree. I don't like regularly play it, but it's
like that. Pokken is cool, man. It really is, and it's an easy, accessible fighter for someone who is as old as I am and doesn't have time to get good at games anymore.
I don't have time to get good at games either, but I try.
I know Matt's really looking forward to this one. Kirby Star Allies.
Fuck Kirby. Fuck. I'm sorry,
Matt. I'm gonna buy that game for you.
If I'm offending anybody in the chat, Kirby sucks, and I'm not talking about his ability. He is one of the worst mascot characters I've ever played multiple games for. Fuck Kirby. Bubsy is better than Kirby. Jesse Douglas, I'm looking at you.
I think
son. Damn, son.
You know what? There are 2 mascot characters that I just can't stand. One is Kirby, the other is Crash Goddamn Bandicoot.
Yeah,
screw them both. May they both
Crash and his jorts
die.
Get out of here.
Just disappear. Those games weren't good, and Kirby has just been there. He's just been I feel bad because Kirby's like he's a lighthearted little guy. You know, I think he just wants to do his thing, but Nintendo has run him into the goddamn ground. And I'm also still kind of pissed off that Epic Yarn, it took effort to die in that game, and that pisses me off. I need difficulty. Kirby games aren't difficult. Get good, Kirby.
Well,
yes, he might be cute, but he's also my buddy Abe. That's his favorite character in Smash Brothers, and he's annoying with Kirby and Smash Brothers. I've got a lot of personal trauma with Kirby.
I feel like you've been eaten by Kirby before, and he stole your powers. I don't know what that would be, but he stole them.
I mean,
that's maybe
unnecessary anger, a loud voice,
maybe
love for vinyl. I don't know.
maybe Kirby's secretly an alcoholic now, so I don't know.
Yeah, Phillips is right. Spyro is better than Kirby.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Love Captain Canada.
That's true.
Okay, so there's also a demo out today for Dragon Quest Builders, which is coming at the beginning of February. I think that first week. Any thoughts? Yay, nay, maybe.
Moving on.
Yay, but I have it on Vita and played it on Vita. It's a good game. I highly recommend it. I'll probably just play it on Vita to platinum it because I want the platinum. But it's a good game. It's a lot of fun. You know.
He's not platinuming that game.
Huh?
Nothing.
I'm stab you in the face.
Great.
If I can buckle down.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see you in February when you punch me.
I'm gonna punch you in the face, and then I'm gonna crack open one of the beers I bring you. So
yeah.
I'm
gonna need that alcohol for the pain.
Yeah, you will.
Next up, Corey.
Hyrule Warriors remix edition from it's the Wii U and the 3DS version remixed together.
Pass.
I will say this. It's a pass because I just don't like Dynasty Warriors games. Mm-hmm. But I will say this is like getting back to that port discussion we had. This is a way to do it right because it's porting 2 games essentially in one.
And then they're adding a whole Breath of the Wild section to that game.
Yeah, and I'm on board with that idea for those who want it. Go hog wild. Not getting anywhere near it.
That actually is a good point that they have 2 games in one. So that's cool. You know, that's pretty cool.
Mario Tennis Aces, which is the only kind of new game really announced in this first section of releases. So Mario Tennis is gonna be awesome.
Gimme. Those games are great. Mario sports games are so underrated. They're so good.
Mostly because my wife will play it with me. And yeah, dude, I can't tell you how much Mario Kart we've played. It's interesting. So what else is here? Ys 8 is coming. JRPG, long running series.
I feel like mid-90s Matt would be super excited. I'm just as much as I want to be happy for those, like I just can't. I don't know if I could do it anymore.
Now they're just like Final Fantasy, where the story doesn't continue. Or
yeah, like here's
the thing: like, do you buy in on this version, and then you're kind of like lost because you haven't played like the previous 6? You know, I can't really remember. I think it's where it's kind of independent, and some of them are sequels of others. Like there's some spin-offs, but
there was a game on Vita called Ys Memories of Celceta.
I think that's the one where it's just this where
it's like a weird standalone. But I didn't play that game. I bought it day one. I got the collector's edition, but I never actually played it. And I still have it just because having that reminded me of a time where I played those games a lot, and I feel like those games were. I mean, it was another reason why I never played Final Fantasy. Why I stuck with Tales and Secret of Mana versus Final Fantasy because I had more fun with those.
Right.
But like, I don't remember the lineage of Ys at all, and I'm not going to sit here and say any of it makes any sense because I'm not sure any of it does. But at the same time, like I didn't play Tales of Zestiria, I didn't play Tales of Berseria, and I'm not sure I'm going back. But both of those series actually have a nostalgic piece of my heart, and I think that if someone is interested in going that route, go. And I hope you enjoy it as much as I did.
Yeah. Let's see. There's a couple updates to games coming. The Mario Odyssey Balloon Mode, the competitive kind of weird whatever is coming.
I feel like it's easy to throw stones on this one.
I'm not throwing stones. I'm just saying.
I'm just making a statement. This isn't about you, Corey, you selfish bastard.
It's always about me.
I feel like this is an interesting thing that many of the how do I want to term this? The 4K console elite will want to make fun of. Be like, I can go hide a balloon in New Donk City. Like, no, you want to hide a balloon in New Dunk City. Who doesn't? But I feel like this is another thing that Nintendo is saying, hey, we're going to do this type of multiplayer rather than just another goddamn team deathmatch. So I will wait and see on balloon mode.
Yeah.
I had my derision just in my head, but I'm like, wait a minute, these guys also did Splatoon. So let's see what this is. And it's free, so
yeah. So the next game is SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy, which is basically every SNK fighting game, but all the female characters, and they just beat each other up. And I don't know, there's probably some absurd Japanese boob physics going on in that game that
I like SNK games. Again, that's kind of in the same space as the E's. It's very mid 90s, reminds me of my youth. But then again, I never wanted to play Dead or Alive, so I'm not going to play this. Sorry. And I suck at fighting games now. So, Moose, any thoughts? Anything? You're just sitting there.
Meh. I'm kind of meh with it.
You're just sitting there looking adorable.
I'm always adorable, man.
I mean, I know.
Anyways, now it's cool. I mean, it's awesome that it's coming out. More games, but it's just like, I'll pass.
I like that a lot of the Neo Geo stuff is actually coming to Switch.
yeah, that's the next game that's
cool.
actually announced.
And I think
cool.
I think I'll probably start throwing money their way. But I will not. I actually, if they brought Windjammers, I'd definitely buy it. But a lot of those old Neo Geo games are really good. I saw King of Monsters on the store. I'm like,
Yeah,
man,
I saw that too.
I just remember just standing in my arcade when I could barely hold the joysticks and stuff and trying to.
That's what she said.
That's what he said too. But I would be Ultraman in those games, and all those games are so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like Rampage got nothing on King of Monsters.
Yeah, I agree with that statement. I think they put the PS2 version out on PS4. I think we own that.
Okay, great.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle DLC featuring Donkey Kong
Cool.
and Donkey Kong Country.
He has a banana ring.
I know Matt was really excited. He's
I didn't watch that video, but cool. That's cool.
He throws the banana ring and it goes past all the rabbits. They laugh at him, and then it comes back and kills them all. It's great. Classic rabbit gag.
That makes me want to go back and actually like finish that game so I can get to that part.
Play the opera boss, dude. The opera boss is worth it.
I know. I'm trying to finish Zelda first. One game at a time, guys. Well, 5 games at a time, guys.
You already beat Zelda. Put it down.
I have DLC to play. I spent
we'll beat the DLC
on that DLC 10 months ago. I'm playing it.
Okay, we'll put after you beat the DLC, put it down and play some Neo.
Yeah. You only got till May, man. You only got till May, and then we're gonna have to train you.
We're gonna run the train on Dark Souls.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. So after we do Bloodborne, are we gonna do Neo in that series too?
No, we're getting you the platinum in Bloodborne.
Neo is like pre-course reading. All right.
Yeah.
You're going into Hammer Bro 101, sir. And you need to be ready. And it's not like you start college and they don't say, okay, you might want to bone up on this just before so you're ready for the first day of class.
Oh, yeah.
And just think, the final credit in this course is you get to play Ahmed 1-on-1 in PvP.
Sweet.
We gotta make you ready.
We gotta get him and Christian to do PvP.
Dude, I want to watch that.
We have to do more Bloodborne PvP. You and I, like against.
Yeah, I have to get you back because you beat me and then we never did it again.
I retired as the Bloodborne PvP champion.
Because you beat me once.
I was like, I retire. I'm done. So yeah.
Anyway, next up, Corey.
Payday 2, a port that is the one that confuses me so much at why it's coming to Switch.
That's another one I'm like, I'm not sure who asked for it. And then Kyle Mueller.
Here's the thing with Payday, like that game has such a dedicated fan base at this point that like they're so ingrained on whatever platform they're playing it on that like why would you want to switch platforms and like
but if you can play it on the go with local friends or even play like in the same room. Like,
but who's
like
got 4 and 5
saying,
friends that they're going to go on a road trip with and they're all going to be playing this thing?
I mean,
I'm just saying.
I'll be honest. If it's the right game, I will play it again. For instance, I did get Super Meat Boy. I've been through Super Meat Boy multiple times.
That's different though. Like that's a single player experience that you want to take on the go and have on your PlayStation and whatever. But this is like
this is co-op. Yeah, he does have a point.
Okay.
Online games as service.
Yeah, he does.
Game.
He does.
It's like
he does have a point.
So I don't know.
That's true.
February 16th, from EA. Digital only.
I mean,
that surprised me.
I kind of want. I feel like I haven't seen enough of this. Like I saw enough when they revealed it to get a sense of it, and then a year went by and it did not come out. Am I wrong? Did I miss it? Like it hasn't come out yet, has it?
No, they showed it.
No,
they showed it.
They showed
E3
it
2016.
Yeah, and then they completely skipped the EA Indie Earnest thing in 2017.
Yeah, and then Nintendo mentioned it in the direct that they announced Doom and Wolfenstein, but they didn't show it. They just said it was still coming, and then it was on an EA press release in December. So I don't know. This game has not been showed a lot. I'm kind of worried about it, but I mean, we'll see. You know what? I don't even care what EA does anymore. Celeste is coming at the end of January.
Game looks good.
It does look good.
20.
Who did that again? I always forget.
I don't know.
It's someone who did something that I know.
I'll find it.
Like I looked at this and it said from such as I'm like, oh, I know them. They're awesome. And it was something that was just not that. It was.
Did you guys see that Striker's Edge fantasy dodgeball?
Someone say dodgeball.
It is medieval. So you're basically on two sides of the land, and there's a moat in between you, and it is basically arrows. You're dressed like knights, and you're fighting each other for like points and stuff. So it's basically like Towerfall Ascension.
That was what they did. That was what it was. The people who did Towerfall that are doing Celeste.
Really?
I'm so glad you said that.
It is. You're right. The creators of Towerfall return with an epic mountain adventure.
And Towerfall was not my jam because you needed other people, and I didn't have other people at the time to play with.
The problem was it was
also an Ouya thing, and then it came everywhere else.
Well, no, it was a whatchamacallit, couch co-op. It was only couch. It wasn't online. You would have had people to play online.
Yeah, I mean it'd be great to play. It'd be great to play Moose online co-op or competitive.
Yeah,
but Moose isn't going to drive 8 hours from North Carolina to Philly to just play Towerfall with me. We're going to play
700 levels, packed with hardcore platforming challenges and devious secrets. That's a long haul game. Do you know what I'm saying?
Depending on how long the levels are.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, even if they were 700 2-minute levels, you know what I'm saying? That's
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but
anyway. I agree with what Matt Phillips just said. This direct had a significant lack of Captain Toad, the best Wii U game. I think we need another Captain Toad game.
I think you are correct. Talk about a Switch or a Wii U game that needs a Switch port.
Yeah,
Captain Toad.
Yeah,
come on.
I think of 3 off the bat that need to happen.
Yep.
One of them already is in Bayonetta. And then, but the first on that list would be Mario Maker. I mean, I'm sorry, Phillips. It's just such an important game in terms of UGC. And then Captain Toad is right behind it. Even more than 3D World. Like, I would rather have a Captain Toad game than 3D World. 3D World was a masterpiece, but Captain Toad was a better one. And then I think we're getting close to the end of this list, aren't we, Corey?
Yeah, the last two, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
Yank. Just
I'm excited.
Yeah.
And Dark Souls Remastered, which
is coming everywhere.
Just like that.
So, Dark Souls, here's my thing. I saw it coming, remaster coming to Switch, and I was like, ooh. I was like, I'll buy it. And then somebody said, oh, it's also coming to PS4.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, well, then I'll just buy it on PS4 and get the Platinum, and I'll buy it on Switch when it drops in price. But then Captain Canada and his pearls of wisdom pointed out that it was going to be like $40 on the Switch. So I might just buy both day one so that I have Dark Souls on the go, and then we can all play Dark Souls. So we're going to try, hopefully, we were talking about it in the Hammer Bros community, like, how I posted how I wanted us all to co-op it and play it together. And then my cousin brought up a good point, like Dark Souls didn't have passwords for co-oping, and I'm hoping that's what they bring from Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3. I hope they bring that into the remaster, which I think they would. You know what I mean? I mean, granted, they would want to have it play like the original as closely as possible, unless they do what they did with Scholar of the First Sins, which is where they just mixed up everything. You know what I mean? Like, they mixed up boss locations and enemy locations and stuff. I think it would be cool to have that ability, so you can actually pick who you're co-oping with. So.
I mean, Scholar of the First Sin, like, I've not gone through and like refinished that game, but starting it and getting as far as I did, I think I beat the Ruined Sentinels. That was the last thing I fought.
Mm-hmm.
Everything
You're
is
talking about on PS4, right? Yeah.
On PS4, yeah. Everything is different enough, and what I liked is that they didn't just change like item locations or enemy locations. They remapped everything to the point where if you're human the entire time, you have NPC invaders. The White Knights that look a lot like Knight Solaire from Dark Souls 1. They're parked everywhere, and if you do the right thing it's not No Man's Wharf, but it's the area like right before that, like all of them are pissed off all of a sudden. So I think it ramps up the difficulty the right way rather than just changing everything around to mess with the player. At least more so than that series already does, because they do a fantastic job of messing with the player. It's also why I love it. And so personally, I'm super excited for Dark Souls on Switch, not because I think it's going to be some sort of technical marvel. I don't expect it to run the best. And also, I feel it is my responsibility as someone who has platinumed the game to say, hey, there's a lot of things that didn't happen in Dark Souls 1, like fast travel. Mm-hmm. Fast travel is not a thing in Dark Souls 1 until you get super far into the game.
Right.
And even then, you can't travel everywhere. You can only travel certain places, which was another, in my opinion, was another thing to just sort of keep the tension alive. Like, yeah, I can go from Anne Orlando to Firelink, but I can't get to this bonfire, which is where I need to be.
Yeah.
So you have to not die on the way there. Also, the weapon leveling system. It's a bit obtuse. Like, And when I was going through it with Ahmed, he had to explain it to me multiple times, and I'm like, I don't get this. So I don't know how much of that they're going to take out and replace. Personally, the only thing I hope happens, apart from like the dedicated servers for up to 6 players multiplayer, like I know in like Darkroot Garden and Darkroot Basin, there are covenant situations there, very much like the Aldrich Faithful. Like that's what you want. In Anne Orlando, if you do the right thing, I'm not going to spoil it, that incurs the wrath of the gods and multiplayer happens. So I like the idea of creating that sort of chaos, but I also hope that, at some point, maybe they say, okay, we're going to put the password thing in so people can co-op together. And I think that actually fosters a multiplayer community in those games a lot better than some may realize, because they're like fight clubs in Dark Souls where people just say, hey, come to this world and we're just going to fight. We're just going to do PvP. Like there's a lot of the times, even in Dark Souls 3 now, you go after Pontiff Sulivan and you literally just, turn on a covenant or whatever. You're more than likely to get summoned there, and it'll be a fight club. You'll see the master of the world. He'll like give you a gesture, either pointing to the arena or whatever, and it's just a fight club. And that's just such a cool idea in terms of multiplayer rather than just, the same old stuff. And that's why I like it. And plus the anonymity of it is always cool as well, because you don't know who you're summoning or who's coming in a lot of the time. Yeah. They could just be someone looking to, farm souls, or they could be someone who knows the area back and forth and points you to a secret. And that series is so good, and I have so much to say about it, but I need to stop, otherwise I'm going to bore everyone.
Not me, definitely Corey.
Corey will learn. I feel like if, like, in The Phantom Menace, the best of the Star Wars prequels. Yes, I said it. We're not going to have that fight.
I agree with you.
I know you do, but that's why I said it. But like, there's the potential in Corey to be a very, very, very strong hammer bro. He's not going to be Christian. He's not going to be Ahmed. But like, he could be a definite, warrior to the cause, and I would love to win him over. I hope we do. If we don't, all right. I'll still be friends with you, Corey.
Yeah.
Okay, so and by the way, in case you didn't know, I'm probably going to buy Dark Souls on PS4 and Switch day one. I'm actually trying to look to get the big bundle of the trilogy.
You're insane.
I know.
You're insane.
I know. Luckily, the euphoria that was happening today, I didn't find any pre-order links. So,
well, no, because they just announced it. So I knew it wasn't on the store, and I didn't go anywhere looking on the store or anything like that. I was like, "Screw this!" I'm not.
Oh yeah, I was looking at some weird Japanese sites that Google couldn't even translate right. So if that's it's a problem I have.
Right. Well, I was thinking of buying the collection too, and then I think in my posts in Hammer Bros, Mark Allen posted that it was like $450 or something like that, which is the price that Polygon reported on, and I'm like, F that. Like, that's a whole nother system.
Yep. That's a console.
But that's a console. I already own 2/3 of the games. I actually own all 3 of the games, except one's not the I own one on PS3. So it's just like, I'm not doing that. I'd love to get that collection. If I played Bloodborne, like however long ago, like, when it first came out and fell in love with it and didn't have any of the other games, then I would buy it. But already having fallen in love with Bloodborne and I love Dark Souls 3, I'm fine with just playing them in in the forms that I have them, which will be digital. They're all digital right now. Because I'm gonna buy Dark Souls Remastered digitally on PS4, unless they have like a really cool single collector's edition. You know what I'm saying? Like if they have a single, I might go that route. Then we were talking about it. I also don't have room for all that stuff in my house. I don't have a proper gaming room. If I had a proper gaming room like Corey does, or kind of like you have, I would put it in there. You know what I mean? So it just boils down to not having the room and not like really needing it. So, but it is cool stuff. Like the encyclopedia is cool. The art books are cool. The soundtracks, having the soundtracks is freaking awesome.
I have them on vinyl. It's really good.
I know you do. I've seen them. It sparked my interest in actually picking them up on vinyl.
I remember I had a discussion with a friend of the show, Chris Haar. He knows about going after like Japanese only stuff. And I asked him if he knew about, importing, and he pointed me to like PlayAsia and Amazon.com or Amazon.jp. And I'm like, all right, I already know that stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, I thought you might know a little more. But so I think that I just have to watch it. But at the same time, and he asked me, he's like, how much that is, right? And I'm like, yeah, I know. And he's like, why do you want to do that? And I said, there are a couple of things I have even thought about spending that kind of money on. Not because they're my most favorite of things, but for some reason, like they just had that. There was something just so me about them. And until Avalanche's first album, Since I Left You, came back out on vinyl, I would have paid $500 for a first edition.
Jesus.
I would have paid. I would probably, maybe one day when I have, a more stable handle on my finances, I will probably pay $500 for an original pressing of Jimi Hendrix's Electric Ladyland.
Ooh, yeah.
Especially with its original cover. And the only thing that hasn't been brought forth is a very nice collector's edition of a remastered Demon Souls.
Oh God, that would be so.
And if that happened, the wallet, it'll be really hard to keep my wallet closed. And it's just because some of that stuff is just that special to me. And I mean, it's not going to be something like I love Super Meat Boy and I will buy it on every platform I can play it on. I wouldn't buy like
special editions.
I wouldn't buy a super expensive masterpiece edition of it. Just because I know why I like it and I know what it does. In terms of me as a gamer, that's like me and the Supergiant games. Like I fell in love with Bastion and got my brother bought. I wanted the T-shirt and the bandana and stuff, so my brother bought me the deluxe edition on. And I think Transistor has a deluxe edition. They do,
but they don't have a deluxe edition for Pyre yet. Yeah. And so I'll probably pick that up. I'll probably pick both those up when they come around because like the soundtrack for their games are freaking phenomenal, and I love supporting them just because they do a really good job. I'm not saying Bastion was like super innovative, but like they did some really cool stuff with what they were doing. Like the freaking narrator was awesome. Having a narrator like narrate every move was like really cool, and the story was actually pretty freaking deep. I liked the story, and the gameplay was cool. Like it was fun having a two main weapons, and then a special assigned per one of the weapons was pretty cool. Like Transistor, I want to go back to that game and play it from scratch and platinum. And I'd like to platinum all three of the games, but anyways, and I need to play Pyre, but I think like they're a developer that really deserves, like recognition from gamers because they do like such a good job with games and pushing, indies forward. Like some games you just look out there and you're like, why are you buying that game? Like a game that's like, it's such shit. But like I'm at the moment like where if I can throw money towards an indie developer and I can't play their game right away, I'll still do it. Even with the off chance that I'll never touch that game, just because if I've supported them in the past, or if I their game does really well and it looks really awesome, like that's why I would support them. So
yeah. Well, and there's also something to be said, like with them and Team Meat, and even Edmund McMillan by himself, and Phil Fish, and Derek Yu, like they're all doing something that is inherently them. Like Jonathan Blow too, like they're putting very personal things out there without it just being, hey, I'm this type of bleeding heart. It's just like, hey, this is what I think right now, and this is how I put it in a game. And like, I've not played Subsurface Circular, but like Mike Bithell is one of those dudes as well, where he decided, hey, I'm gonna do a stealth game that's actually not, super reliant on keeping control of so many systems, but it's just something you just have to sort of grasp the idea of just staying out of sight. And that's one of the reasons why I like Never Stop Sneaking. I think the one difference that Volume and Never Stop Sneaking, the one difference between them is there's a really whacked out narrative with Never Stop Sneaking that leans into the Metal Gear Solid bullshit. Whereas Bithell, I think he did a mechanically more sound game. And Bithell knows how to tell a freaking story too. If you've ever played Thomas Was Alone, man, that's a weirdly just poignant story that I think just about everyone might experience at some point. And to quote Phillips, yeah, he's the best.
I said he's the best.
Oh, whatever. I'm drunk.
I know. Hard for the course.
20 questions, gentlemen?
I say 20 questions. I think we're good to go. Get this thing rolling towards the end.
Otherwise, I'll just want to praise the sun all night. No one wants that.
Oh, God, dude, I'm so pumped. Like, I heard that announcement. I was like, yes. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
You'll finally get to learn why I love Solaire, and hopefully you love him as much as I do.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good game. I haven't gotten very far in that game, so it's gonna be really cool actually playing it on PS4 with and 60 frames per second. Like that is gonna be awesome.
Phillips, you said you're going to bed. Good night, sir.
Good night. Good night, sir. Sleep well. We'll play some golf tomorrow or this weekend sometime. Let me know when you're down. You need to play with us.
I do. I have it downloaded.
Okay, good. Corey, you don't have everybody's golf, do you?
I do not, but I've been wanting to get it.
That means he doesn't yet.
Wait.
Yeah, that's why I said I don't, but I want.
Get it on sale, son.
I was just gonna say wait for a sale. I mean, or you can pick it up now, or because it's what is it, $39.99? It's still not that bad. But anyways,
yeah, I don't know. Wait for a sale. I'll be real with you.
All right. Anyways, 20 questions.
Corey, it's your game this week.
It is.
All right. Who's keeping track of?
I'll keep track. Moose, you go first. I'll go second.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready to start, Corey. Start asking.
Let me see here. Trying to figure out what I want to do here.
And just to respond to Megan Green, yeah, Spelunky 2 on Switch would be great.
I have no idea how that'll be there. And Guacamelee 2 will be coming over as well. Like, they'd be stupid not to move that stuff over.
Exactly.
Actually, what would be really cool is like a Spelunky collection. You know what I mean? Like, they could do like...
I want to see... Bring the UFO 50 over.
Okay.
In fact, all Derek U stuff. Just make it happen. Bring Fez, too. Fez would be great.
Fez would be cool.
20 questions. Okay, for those who don't know, this is how it works. Moose and I are going to ask Corey yes or no questions. 20 of them specifically. At each question, we have 30 seconds to actually come up with a question and ask it. After question number 5, 10, 15, we have a 2-minute huddle where we could just say, hey, what the hell are we doing here? And then at the end of question 20, or after we've asked question 20, we have 5 minutes to come up with an answer based on everything we hope we've learned in the 20 questions prior. If we get the game that Corey is thinking of, Moose and I get a point. If we don't, Corey gets a point. Now, for those who weren't here last week, Moose started off to a flyer. He got us with Darkest Dungeon. You prick! But I respect you for it. But now he's lead off man in this 20 questions.
Yeah.
I'm ready, by the way.
All right. You don't have to start the timer. Was it released in the HD era?
No.
Was it released before January 1st, 2000?
Before you said yes.
You're counting in the wrong chat, Chief.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Is it exclusive to a console?
No. Well, do you want to clarify that question?
Is it exclusive to consoles and not on PC? I think that's kind of what I would clarify, Moose.
Yeah, let's go with that.
This game is not exclusive to consoles.
Okay. And you said it was before 2000 or after?
Before.
Okay. What year did Nintendo come out, Moose? 85?
Yeah. In America. Might have been 86 in America.
Shit.
8 seconds, Matt.
Was this game released initially before 1990? Before January 1st, 1990?
No.
Okay, so, all right. So we have 10 years, 90 to 2000.
Moose. It is Moose's turn, everybody.
Do you play as a human?
No. That is 5. Your 2-minute huddle starts now.
All right, so we're looking at 10-year span.
90 to 2000, you don't play as a human.
Don't play as a human.
Okay.
Pretty much all we got. So do we want to start narrowing down like combat? Do we want to start talking about,
well, I think if one of us works mechanics and one of us works consoles, we can try and work two fronts.
I can do the mechanics if you want.
Okay.
And
I'll work console.
You can work console.
I'll work console. Okay.
So I believe, is it your question or mine? I believe it's yours.
It will be mine.
Because you're even. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so it will be mine.
So I'm probably going to ask like perspective, which would probably be third, just because they have a lot of first person.
The 64 is 96, and that kicked off that generation. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So it was like 64, then the PS1.
No, the PS1 came out before the 64. I thought. Did it not? I'm looking.
I don't think we can Google, dude.
Oh, that's right.
1 minute.
That's right. Closing. Close. Hands are in the air.
Okay. Hands in the air, my dick is out. No. So I think if I'm going to do generation, I'll make sure and include what generations I think I'm thinking of. So like, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, that's one. And I guess you could include TurboGrafx in there as well. If I'm going to include 64, it'll be 64 PS1. And then what CDI was that time?
15 seconds.
So, okay. All right. I think we have a game plan. So you're doing mechanics. I'm working on console generations. Got it. Break.
All right.
Corey.
Yes.
Was this initially released in the Nintendo 64 generation, which includes Nintendo 64 and PS1? And if there were any other consoles released in that generation at that time, which I cannot remember, them too.
Was it initially released in that generation? No.
Yes. So it was released before that. That's what you're telling me.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Moose.
Is it a third-person game? As you see the character?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Some stuff. What was your... never mind. This bastard. The smug bastard.
What?
I was just saying, Corey. It's like the smug bastard.
No, I think you guys are gonna get this eventually, to be honest with you.
Okay.
3 seconds.
This was not exclusive to a console. Okay.
Question.
Okay. So is this a Super Nintendo Sega Genesis game?
Are you asking me if it was on that era of consoles?
Initially, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't play as a human. It's third person. You see the character. Do you shoot things? Wait.
Does third person mean like it's third person perspective, like Gears of War? That's a clarification question.
We had that issue last time with mine because he asked if it's third person, and I was thinking of like
because your answer was correct.
Moose asked me if it was third person and you could see the character, and I said yes.
He said
the character.
So you can see the character. So do you shoot things as a form of combat? Is the form of combat shooting?
The form or a form?
Is a form of combat shooting?
No. I had to think.
There's no shooting. Okay.
Sorry, I was responding to Megan Green. No shooting? Is this game part of a series?
That's a tough question. That is a tough question.
Okay.
I'm gonna say yes. It is. Yes, it is. But not in the traditional sense. I'm just gonna put it that way.
So
I mean, it is.
Are you saying like spin-offs or spiritual successors?
I don't think spiritual successors should count, but that's just me.
I want to say there's other games in this series that are similar but played differently, but they all have this title attached to it. That makes sense. This, like the first title attached to it. I know that's confusing, but win or lose, you'll get it when I clarify. You know what? Just for the sake of this question, yes, it is part of a series.
Okay.
There, just make it easy on you.
So that's 8, right?
Yeah. Is this a side scroller?
Yes.
Okay.
I will clarify this for you, Matt. The games at this title, the games before this are of similar play style. A lot of the games that came out after this are not of the same play style. Just don't think too much into it.
You don't play as a human.
No.
And it's a series. So
is this a mascot game?
You clarify.
Mascot as in the main character of this game is recognizable by the platform it is on.
No, but this particular game is. This particular version of the game is.
And it's not exclusive to a console, correct?
No, it is not.
So, and we narrowed it down to the Sega Genesis and 64.
Nintendo.
I mean, the Super Nintendo, not N64, sorry.
Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis.
Hey, I know that song.
And if you don't know, now you know. So this is question 10. Bring it in the wrong time.
And that's my question, right?
No, it's mine.
Oh.
That's right. Shoot. Okay. Maybe. So it's not a side scroll.
Oh, is this question 10 or is this your 2-minute huddle? Because I did not.
No, this is question 10.
And then we get the 2-minute huddle.
Actually, before you start the timer on this one, after I ask this question before we do the 2-minute huddle, I'm really gonna need a bathroom break. I apologize.
I know I have to pee really bad too.
Okay, so before we do the 2-minute huddle, I'm gonna ask this question, then we'll break. Moose will fill time because that's what he does, and he's probably just gonna stare he's just gonna stare like this.
Yeah,
I'm not. I'm actually gonna talk to Corey about Bloodborne. So
Corey's going to the bathroom too. You're gonna be talking to yourself.
I'll talk to the chat.
Chat with Megan. I'll chat with Megan. She's the only one in there chatting right now.
Even better. Okay. It's a series. All right. RPG elements. Are there RPG elements in this game?
No, there are not.
Okay.
No RPG elements. Okay.
Back in a sec.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. I wonder, I'm thinking maybe a sports game. Thinking I don't know. Thinking sports game. Perhaps. Or maybe it was a game that spawned a sports game series. I don't know. What else could it be? Could be an action adventure game that didn't have. Oh, maybe it could be a platforming game that went action adventure, or a platforming game that went whatchamacallit, RPG like. So we got that going on. And now it's recognizable by the system that's on. So you don't play as a human. It's in a series. There's later games in the series. Genesis. I'm trying to think of Genesis. You don't play as a human. There's no shooting as the combat. I guess I could ask if there's melee. So we talk about melee. Sounding it out, Megan. I'm sounding it out. So we talk. Is there combat in the game? So now, can be on both because it's not exclusive to one single console. So that means it can't be like Mario, who then like a side scroller, and then it but it's got. So it's part of a series, and I think it's a game. I'm thinking it's a game that has part of the title of the game in the later series of games. So, and it's not a mascot game, so it's not like a Crash, it's not like a Mario. Yeah, we're just having a ball here, chatting. I'd like the chat to know 3 people watching, which I'm probably one of. I think we're the only 3 people watching. It's like Megan, me, and Corey and Matt. We're all like we're the only ones watching. But anyways, I'd like the chat to know that I told Corey where he had to go in Bloodborne last night. I said, you got to go back to the Cathedral Ward. You got to talk to Alfred. He's at his first location. Okay. Then I said, you have to go to the Upper Cathedral Ward, and you have to do the Old Hunter's Workshop. Okay? Not that hard. There's words in those sentences. If you can't figure out where you're going, just Google them. Google Alfred. How to find Alfred. Watch the video, and I'll show you where you gotta go. Don't know where the Old Hunter's Workshop is? Google a video. It'll show you where you gotta go. It's not that hard to follow. He texted us. He messaged us this morning how he like leveled up a little bit and grinded some levels, and then couldn't figure out where he had to go, so he saved and he quit. I thought that's hilarious. That's true, Megan. He does forget everything you tell him 5 minutes after you tell him. Oh, that's hilarious. That's so true. Like I even said it like 4 or 5 times. I said 4 or 5 times, this is where you have to go. So we're going to have to, Dark Souls is going to be insanely fun. And here's the other thing. See, this is the other thing about Dark Souls that is going to be entertaining. The entertaining thing about streaming Dark Souls is the fact that I have not played the game. So Corey and I will experience, if we stream it, Corey and I will experience the game kind of like I experienced Bloodborne with Matt. Like where Matt was like, here we go here, we go here, we go here, we go here. But unlike in Bloodborne, he's not going to do all the work. I'm not going to let him do all the work. Because like he'll tell you, hey, go hang out here in the corner, or stay back, I got this, stay back. No, motherfucker, I'm gonna wreck some shop in Dark Souls.
I don't really tell you to stay anywhere. I'm just like, okay, I'm going.
No. Half the time you're like, oh, like the most used word out of your mouth when we played Bloodborne was like, be careful. Be careful. Be careful. I'm like, dude.
Well, but see, and then you're just like, famous last words, motherfucker.
And then you're the one that dies, and then I'm like,
this is true. Yeah, no.
So I'm not the one that needs to be careful because I know what I'm doing. Anyways,
and I saw the chat, Megan. I actually cannot grow a beard.
He can. He's
no.
He
I
just
actually can't. It just. Dude, I've let my facial hair grow for 3 months, and it never gets much. It doesn't even come close to looking like that beautiful goatee you have on your face.
I know, like I'm splotchy on the sides. I haven't grown it out in a while, but I'm splotchy on the sides, so that's why I don't do the side. That's why I do a goatee. So, anyways,
okay. Corey, you're muted.
He doesn't care.
He's like, I don't.
Sorry, I was crunching on a cracker.
Oh, well, we appreciate you sparing our
I think crunching food in a microphone is bad radio.
Yeah, no, you're great.
No, I agree.
No,
I agree.
fine. I agree with you.
Smart move.
Okay, so now it's 2-minute huddle time, right?
When are we starting that timer?
Tell us when.
Right now. Right now.
So I was talking, thank you, Megan. I was talking to the chat and I was saying maybe it's a game that was kind of like a platformer and it moved towards an RPG element. Maybe it was a side scroller that turned, because it is a side scroller. So
he did say it's a side scroller.
So maybe it turned into a sports series or some crazy shit like that. So it's
Batman.
Yeah, it could be Batman. Could be Batman.
Or was there a Superman before Superman 64?
Yeah, there was. I believe there was. I swear there was. It's ridiculous.
Do you want to ask if it's a licensed game?
We could do that.
Okay.
I could do that. That could be a question. So is it a licensed game? That's a good question.
We'll put that on the docket.
Okay, so licensed game.
Uh-huh.
What else we got going? So we want to talk about that.
And we don't play as a human.
Don't play as a human.
Well, that technically rules out Batman.
What about animal? Do we even want to ask, do you play as an animal? Because it could be an alien.
The X-Men games aren't. They're humans. They're mutants.
That's true. But what game is like... Because you asked if it was a mascot game. But then he was like, oh no, you'll know the system if I mention this game. This game brings this system to mind. So, but would that be X-Men 2 Clone Wars? I mean, what's that going to be?
X-Men 2 Clone Wars? What the hell are you talking about?
That was a great game, dude.
X-Men 2 Clone Wars?
Yeah, on Genesis.
Yeah, that's the Genesis game where you have to hit the reset button to continue the game.
Yeah.
Oh, no shit. I'm like, are you just crossing Star Wars here?
5 seconds.
Dude. No, dude. It was a game. It was a legit game.
All right.
Anyways. Okay, so I will ask. I am asking, is it a licensed game?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
All right.
Okay. All right. Licensed game, side scroller, don't play as a human.
Do you play as mutants?
Yes.
Is this a Marvel related game?
Do you want me to ask that?
I don't see why not.
Is this a Marvel licensed game?
No.
Okay. All right.
But you play as mutants.
Play as mutants.
Okay.
It is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Was
it Shell in Time? Wasn't that on
Turtles in Time?
Turtles in Time? Oh shit, son! You
don't know.
It's your question.
Is the
You gotta think, was that game on Sega Genesis though?
But it was on Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
You said Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. We've not.
I said it was not exclusive to a console.
A console. You said it wasn't exclusive
to a console, but
Turtles in Time was an arcade game too.
But it was.
Okay. Do you play as a? Can you play as a turtle in this game?
Yes.
So now, how do we narrow it down to which title it was? Because I think there was multiple Turtles games on the systems. Was there not?
I think there was.
Which was the so there was Turtles in Time. Was it Shell Shock?
And then, no, the Shell Shock was when you died.
Okay, never mind.
Ask if there's time traveling.
Okay. Is there time traveling in the game?
Yes.
I kind of feel like we should just go with it.
I feel like you should be the one to ask the question.
Do you want me to do a question or do you want... You know what? Okay. Do the main characters of this game really like pizza?
Yes.
Moose, do it.
You want me to ask the question?
I think you should do it.
So our guess is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Turtles in Time.
Yes. Yes. Turtles in Time is the game. Developed and published by Konami, released in arcades in 1991, and 18 months later on the Super NES in 1992. It had a Sega Genesis counterpart called Hyperstone Heist, which was a similar yet somewhat different game.
Nice.
It's a side-scrolling beat 'em up. It is 1 to 4 players.
I really wish Platinum's game was better than what it was, because I would have loved to have a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game to play.
Yeah.
You know?
I miss the beat 'em up genre, just in general.
Yeah. Did you see Caveman Warriors?
Yeah,
on Switch?
I did.
Haven't. I need to play it.
I did, and I'm like, there's something cool here, but it's just not pulling me in.
What's the other one? Volblade or whatever? That's a
Volgar?
No, not Volgar. There's a...
Okay, Volgar is just like a platformer.
Hold on a second. I'm going to look.
But that game we were playing when we went to Extra Life Viking Squad, like that's real good.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like,
yes, it is.
I can't wait for Dragon's Crown to come back out again.
Yeah.
Like,
and Odin Sphere is kind of a 2D side-scrolling beat 'em up, so you can play that.
It is, but it's not. It like Odin Sphere and Muramasa have a lot more in common than Odin Sphere and Dragon's Crown.
Really? Okay.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't played Odin Sphere since the PS2 when it came out. Was that when that came out?
What? Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
So
yeah, it was PS2.
Yeah, a long time. But we now have 2 people on the board. Sadly, Corey, you're still at 0. I apologize.
I know. I need to start picking better games.
But I'm also not sorry, because I was against you this time.
As soon as you asked if you played as mutants, I was going to be like, ah. As soon as you started talking about X-Men, I was like, this is over.
He's like, I'm done, son.
Because, like, if you ask if you play as mutants, the answer is yes. But then you went down the Marvel hole, and I was like, no. And then the only other mutants that you really know are the Ninja Turtles, and it's like, oh, man.
But see, that was your choice. Like, hey, this is where you look for like similar stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I'll let you peek under the hood of how I pick a game. It's generally I'll be like, okay, where do I expect them to think I'm going? And that rules out the entire Souls series, like right off the bat. And a bunch of other games that you guys just know I love. So like you'll probably not get me using Super Meat Boy.
Wolverblade is the name of the title.
Yeah, that game looks awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's WULVERBLADE. It's a 2D side scroller, animated. I think it's multiplayer. I don't know if it's online, but I know at least couch co-op. It actually does look really cool. I linked it in. It's been out for a while now. It's on my wish list, and I just haven't.
That does look cool, actually.
Beginning of November.
What's that?
It came out in November, I think.
October 12th. It came out.
Oh, okay,
so
close.
But it's. So they haven't given a release date for PS4, Xbox One, or PC yet. So it's mainly just a Switch game right now. But it looks pretty cool. I wish I had a demo to try out, but there you go. That's something that you could check out since you're looking for a beat 'em up, which you missed. Dude, freaking Castle Crashers would be so fucking amazing on Switch. Like, it'd be awesome to just take that with me.
Yeah, but as much as I would love that at the same time, I just know it's never gonna happen.
Yeah, because they
just
suckle at them.
Yeah, it just makes me sad. Like, I would love to see Behemoth break free of that, and I don't think they're gonna try. But I can't argue with the fact they make good games. So what do I know?
Yeah.
With that round of 20 questions, wrapping up our second of the season. Moose is at the forefront with 2. I'm right behind him with 1. Corey, better luck next time.
Yeah, I'm not very good at this game.
That's okay, man.
I think you are. You just need, like you said, to pick better games. Because, okay, here's my thing. I don't want to pick obscure games like Todd was doing. I like to try and pick games that kind of like fly under the radar. So, like Darkest Dungeon, I mean, it's been in the news lately. It's a great game.
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of
see. You want to know something funny? I think I actually used that like a couple of seasons ago. But that's okay because it's different seasons. That's why.
And Alan was even like, I was thinking that was going to be the game, but he's like, then we went, like he went another route with his thought process. So, I try to pick games that aren't so deep in my catalog, but are at least a little bit obscure enough to where they have to ask the right questions. And then you guys got so fixated on the shooting mechanic in the game. I'm like, it's like one person, all they have is a pistol, and then there's a musketeer, and that's it. It's not even the main mechanic of the game. There was no does it have RPG elements? Does it have, is it possibly a dungeon crawler? Is it this? I'm just like, okay, guys. Y'all do you. I'm gonna sit here and chuckle.
Well, that's how but see, again, that's how I was with Alien Hominid, and you guys pulled that out somehow.
No. Corey pulled that out of his ass. So that was not me. Although, I mean, the more we talked about it, the more it was like, yeah, just go with it. Go with Alien Hominid. That makes sense. So.
I don't even know how I was thinking of that game and I knew it was like. I could tell by the questioning of that game, of the game you're picking. I was like, "Ooh, it's man, that the art style. When we were talking about art style, I think is what kind of put it into perspective. And the only reason I knew about Alien Hominid was it was a big deal that it was on GameCube, and it wasn't a full $60 or $50. It was $30. When it was released, and that was a big deal. Yeah. And then they made it a big deal when it was released on Xbox Live Arcade for 15 in HD, and everybody was freaking out about it. That's the only reason why I know what that game is.
Yeah, that was how I found out on that Xbox Live Arcade. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now that 20 questions is in the books, we know who's on. We know what the score is. This has been episode 77. Of NGR Radio.
Yeah, and before we get to following everybody, I'm kind of breaking NGR up into 3 kind of things where you have the podcast proper on Mondays, and then I'm breaking out season 3 of 20 questions into its own separate video category that's going up on Wednesdays at noon. Okay. And then B-Sides goes up on Thursdays at noon. So that's kind of schedule now.
Definitely love the new format. I think people are more inclined to listen to 20 questions now that it's
well, yeah. I mean, we're getting through it a lot quicker.
And I think we're getting better at it.
I'm really glad we have an active YouTube chat now, and people are helping you jerks.
No, we didn't use any of that stuff, and I told her you can't help us.
Yeah. Moose did his due diligence on this one.
I said you can't help us.
I know. I'm going to recruit a bunch of my friends to just help me the next time so I can get points. A point.
I just want one. Just put me on the board. Okay, so this has been episode 77 of NGR Radio. Moose, where can we find you?
Sven on PSN, Twitter, Instagram. You can find me co-hosting with Jeff and Jason, Nerds Gone Platinum, which releases on Thursday, I believe, Thursday mornings. You can tweet us at NG_platinum on Twitter, and you can email us topics or just general whatevers, which we're trying to incorporate more of that into the show. But we're gonna have shows throughout the year where we have hey, here's just listener topics. Yeah, so it's nerds gone platinum at gmail.com. So you can email us there.
And that's pretty much it. I like Matt says, I put up my friend code, but it's freaking ridiculous. So if you're in the community, you can try and find it there. You can just put a post up, and I'll post a picture for you. Yeah. So, anyways.
As for me, you can find me at infinite_rewind on PS4, Instagram, and Twitter. My Twitter is very similar to my Instagram, so pick one, follow it there. Otherwise, yes, I do have a Switch. I do have a friend. I don't memorize it. In fact, if you want, just friend me on PSN and say, hey, what's your Switch friend code? And I will probably be more likely to say it there than I will be here, because I almost always have my Switch right next to me. It's weird. It's like I'm an Old West gunman, and that is my pistol. Yeah. You can also find me I haven't been on in a while, but the Brew Review, hosted by John Martin, co-hosted by myself, Jesse White, John Kermanic, and Mark Kadelka. Great beer talk. We cover news. We talk about the brews we like, the brews we don't like, and every so often I jump in and bring some knowledge, or at least to the tacit extent of my abilities. Also, Matt and the B-Flats, me and the Bryans are coming back. We're just trying to get everybody's schedule in line. I work as an X-ray tech in healthcare, and I work a lot of hours. I am the problem on that one. I'll be honest. Also, Corey.
Yeah.
Take us home.
You can find me at CoreyNHD on Instagram and Twitter. Like Matt, my Twitter is largely full of my Instagram stuff. Although I've been trying to tweet stuff lately, but I'm just like, why? So,
yep.
You can follow me on Xbox and PlayStation at Rogue Spartan 4. As soon as I can change my PSN name, changing it. Sorry.
Corey and SD, right?
Yep, standard definition. Or yeah. Oh my gosh, dude! I went over to my parents' house the other day, and my mom has this little like 12 or 15-inch like standard definition TV just chilling up in her their spare bedroom, and it's like, why?
Yeah.
Why? Well, I love this little TV. Mom, come on.
That's
Mom,
the way
I know you're gonna watch this episode because for some reason you learned how to use an iPad and started watching me on YouTube, and
for some weird voodoo you want to use the iPad.
I love it. That's awesome.
And I know you're watching me, but why?
Hi, Mrs. Deering.
Get rid of it.
Hi, Mrs. Deering.
Get rid of it. Throw it away. I don't know if you're gonna hook up my old NES on that thing, but I know you're not playing Super Mario Brothers, so just throw it away. Throw it away.
Well, what if she is?
Could your mom play Super Mario Bros? Because like my dad tried to play with me when I was a kid, and he just got so frustrated at 3-1 in Super Mario Brothers. He was just like, "Nope, I'm out." And like, everything's too big. I don't know what to do.
Yep, that's yeah. Nope. I tried to get one time we hooked up my N64 and I tried to get my mom to play Mario Kart, and we were playing Rainbow Road, and she set the controller down and just walked out of the room. I don't get it. He's like, I don't get it.
And Corey's like, I won.
I win.
Pretty much. But anyways, you can follow NGR Radio on Twitter and Instagram at NGR Radio Podcast, and you can subscribe to our YouTube page. All that good stuff.
Hell yeah.
We're growing. We gained some subscribers tonight, so I'm pretty excited. So,
welcome to the party, people.
Also, you can check out my top 10 games of 2017 on ngrradio.com right now. And I kind of
messed you wrote a better list than I did, you asshole. I'm jealous. That was good.
I'm sorry.
No,
just the man who put apologize. Horizon at number 6.
I literally just took the list off of my phone and typed it into the thing and just wrote about it.
No, it was just you wrote you wrote about each of your titles very, very well, and I'm proud of you.
Oh, thanks.
As if that means anything.
It doesn't.
I know. Coming soon, though, my 20 albums of 2017. I've been trying to write it at slow times at work. It's just not
Yeah, I've been trying to. I listened to so much music this year. I don't know if I can make a top 20. It would have to be like a. I'm just.
I mean, Moose and I have already told you like the 20 greatest ABBA songs. I think you should just go with that and be good.
I'm trying some new things this year. So, maybe I'll have the top 20 albums of 2018.
No, you won't.
Apparently, according to Giant Bomb, that Eminem one's not one of them.
Nope, it's not good. It's like it's really not. Like they were not incorrect. It is like it's one of those things I can see that he's a lot like Jay-Z. Probably about 7 years ago now, where he was still releasing albums, but it just wasn't. It wasn't vibrant or demonstrative of where he had been. And Eminem being one of the, he is probably one of the best MCs of all time, but his albums since
I think
since like the Eminem show, he's just been, everything has been less good.
Yeah, I think he like. I agree with you. I think his albums just kind of started going down until like, what was it? Recovery, I think, was a spike, but I don't think it was as good as his old stuff.
Rap God on Recovery was really good.
Was it Recovery? What was the one before that?
Well, whatever. The album with Rap God on it, like that cut is a demonstration of skill.
Yeah.
But the rest of that album, just not there. And like a lot of people tried to bag on Eminem for his anti-Trump freestyle. I disagree with a lot of that because yes, I know it probably sounds really stupid for me I understand what goes into a freestyle. As in you'll never see me do a freestyle. But I understand what happens in that moment.
What are you talking about? That's NGR's new weekly segment.
No, it's not. Because you are failing. You are failing.
It's going to be called Infinite Freestyle. It's a 12-episode season.
You are failing our viewers, and I am no, just no.
And then after your freestyle, it's just going to be the animated GIF of Anthony Mackie from 8 Mile looking real sad after Eminem just kind of trashes him.
Can't it just be that lawn mowing guy from Chappelle's Show?
We could do that too.
Great.
All right, I'm going.
Anyway, enough. Let's get out of here. This has been episode 77. I hope I go to heaven of NGR Radio. Banana and out.
Bye, everybody.
Great. So for the show, I was thinking we do what we're playing. Okay, Bagel needs to settle down.
You just got home, so
yeah, he's doing the laps now. And then I don't think. I mean, I know the Nintendo stuff is generally your bag. Corey, we'll leave a huge breakdown for Power Block, but I figured Moose and I could talk about. I mean, I know we're talking about Dark Souls, but like, was there anything else you thought of that direct, Moose, or no?
The only thing I'm excited for is I was telling Corey, excited for the 2 indies that were announced.
Celeste.
And Faye.
And Faye.
Or what is it?
Yeah. Faye or Faye.
I'm excited.
I don't even think Nintendo knows how to say it. They didn't even say the title in the direct.
Yeah.
I'm excited about Donkey Kong. It'll be a good platformer to have on the system on the go. Mm-hmm. And from I heard it was Tropical Freeze was freaking awesome.
Tropical Freeze is really good.
Yeah, so I might pick that up. But anyways, so there's some games I'm excited. Oh, and the Yeez game. The Yeez game, I was telling Corey that I was excited about that. But those are about it. Those are like the only things I'm excited for. I mean, they have a great game list. I mean, the addition of stuff for Mario is awesome. The additional stuff for Rabbids is awesome. So makes me want to pick up Rabbids because, like Corey was saying, like if you buy the game digitally, you get the DLC for free. So that's pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably gonna pick that stuff up. So yeah, banana ring, motherfucker. And then I figured we go through a few faves, and then at the very end we talk about Dark Souls, and then talk about it being released, and
Okay.
and then after I have completely come all over myself, we could do 20 questions.
I'm gonna have 20 questions for you if you come all over yourself during the show.
Don't bet against me, Corey.